Hey everybody, Richard here, back with episode 17 of Curriculum Mapping with Google Workspace. In this episode, I'll take you on a deep dive of the newly added course overview feature, as well as some of the changes in UI elements and some of the advanced filtering I've added to the UI. So here we go. So the concept is that we want to store our curriculum documentation all in one single document as opposed to several individual unit plans. And that's what this course overview feature allows. So similar to the way we would build out a unit planner, we would actually just copy and create a template of the course overview template. Now this is something that you would design and store in the templates folder in the shared drive. And then your teachers could generate a copy directly from the add-on. So the template should include some placeholders for basic information about the course, and then go into a planning template that could be replicated for each unit of the course. So this way it allows you to store everything in one simple location. So now the next added challenge is, well, how do we attach some data to this planner that we can then explore whole school later? And the way we can do that is via the add-on, and we can attach data to basically the document ID. So anywhere that document ID travels, the data that we attach to this document will go with it. So that could be anything from standards to apps to categories that you define in your own deployment. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the add-on in Google Docs here. It's going to recognize that this document is not yet part of our map, so it's going to open sort of the module for me to put it somewhere. So as I said, we're going to use the course overview template. We'll head over to the course overview module. So this is the first UI update I've made. There are now 3 sort of clear modules at the top. There's the unit planner module, the course syllabi module, and then the course overview, which is what we're looking at today. So the first thing we're going to look at is adding a teacher. And when we do show more, we have this ability to filter by division. So if you have a really large faculty and a lot of names, this list of checkboxes could seem to go on forever. Well, we can actually filter by division here. So I filtered just by the middle school. You're going to notice how all other teachers will disappear unless they have the designation of all or middle school. Then they will appear in this list. So I'm going to go back and just show all, and this will display all of my teachers. Now I can go ahead and attach some data to this course overview, right? So let's say we are building out a math unit. So we would select mathematics as the subject. The course, maybe it's going to be trigonometry. And again, these courses would filter in the exact same way based on the division. So we filter by upper school. It's only going to give us a list of the upper school courses. And let's pick a grade level. So maybe we're doing this in grade 10. And then let's say this is a year-round course. And that's all I need to do in terms of the data entry to put this into the course overview map. So I'm going to go ahead and submit it. Oh, I must have forgotten to complete. I got to select a teacher. So there is error handling built into this. If you forget a piece of data, it will remind you that you need to submit that. So I'm going to go ahead and assign this to the curriculum admin, because that's the account I'm using right now. And a few minutes later, or not minutes, but a few moments later, you will see a confirmation that your overview was submitted successfully, and the screen now changes. So what's happened is this document has now been moved into the course overview folder in the shared drive, and we can now begin to do things like attach standards. So if I click this mathematics button, it's going to open me up a set of standards at the 10th grade level. Now notice I haven't actually added any standards specifically to this specific one, but the concept being is that I would have a place on my template, so maybe it's in this box over here where what standards are being addressed. I could say maybe we're doing that standard, and then when I submit this, it's going to attach it to the document, but also attach it to the same row as this document ID in a Google Sheet. So essentially what we've created is a read-write database that can be updated in real time, tracking our data. And we have the option to remove or view standards here as well. So removing them will remove the standard from the Google Sheet, but it will not remove them from the document directly. It leads to challenges with formatting issues and whatnot. So for now, that's the situation. I can also attach other things. So let's say I'm interested in tracking which applications students are going to be using throughout this course. So I can go ahead and select the course or the app's data tracker, and I hit submit. This is going to give me a list of several different EdTech applications. You would curate your own list, and you'd be able to select for them. So maybe we're just simply going to be using Google Docs and Google Forms, and then I can click Apply Changes. And what that'll do is, again, attach them to a Google Sheet alongside the document ID, so we can quickly look this data up, right? So, and if I go back to apps and hit submit, it's actually going to tell me the current data I've actually already attached to this document. So it stores that information as well and displays it. But even better is these categories, and you can have multiple categories where you can attach other items. So maybe you're tracking specific skills or dispositions that lead to a portrait of a graduate. You could have a category like that and then hit submit, and again it'll give you a list of options that you could select and once again attach to the document ID of that Google Doc to then be explored later. So, and I should have pointed out right away that when we submitted the document, it was auto-named based on the selections that we chose here. So what's cool is if I say, you know what, this is actually an algebra course, what this will do is not only update the data, but it's going to also change the name of the file dynamically. Or maybe we made a mistake when we were selecting the grade level. It's actually an 11th grade course. And just like that, we can update the course and the document file name changes around. So it's a lot of flexibility for the teachers to be able to ensure that it is the most accurate representation of the course. So that's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this look at course overviews in curriculum mapping with Google Workspace. Thanks for watching. Bye.